Welcome back to Roses for Adventure. My name is Sonia and today I'm going to share with you what items are banned on most cruise ships and what can get you in big trouble. Before we get into it, remember to hit the subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on all of our awesome cruise and travel adventure videos, tips, and tricks. Also, hit that thumbs up button if you find this content helpful in any way. It really does help support this channel. Let's get into it and see what's banned from most cruise lines, what can get you in trouble, and potentially even arrested. Now, something that most people probably don't think about when they're packing for their cruise vacation is that there is a whole list of items that you cannot bring on board. One of those items that you might not think about is actually scissors. While you can bring scissors on board, they do need to be a certain length or less. You may not bring on any scissors where the blade is longer than 4 inches. There have been situations where they have an exemption for people who are doing scrapbooking or sewing. There is a chance that they're going to hold those items for you until you're using them and that you don't keep them in your cruise room with you at all times. So similarly, you also cannot bring on any knives on board. A pocket knife, any type of knife. Obviously for safety reasons, their number one priority is to keep you safe on your cruise vacation. If you're buying a souvenir in the port and end up purchasing something like a pocket knife, or even something that's just a toy but looks realistic enough, the cruise line will confiscate that at their security checkpoint when you re-enter the ship and hold it for you until you are ready to disembark on your last day. More on weaponry later. Stay tuned. There is a huge scandal that's still going on down in Turks and Caicos. I'll fill you in a little bit later, but let's keep going with some of these more common items that people bring on board cruise ships that will get confiscated. Something that might seem a little bit silly for most people is that you are not allowed to bring party poppers or helium balloons onto the cruise ship. The helium balloons, just so that they do not float away into the water and potentially affect the aquatic life. Party poppers, that it will just create a gigantic mess. So if you're planning to celebrate a birthday party, leave those items at home and just enjoy your cruise vacation without those two things. Now you can by all means decorate your room if you are having a party. A great idea is to buy some magnetic items. So all of the walls in the cruise ship are magnetic and so is the door. So a lot of people love to decorate their door for their birthday and just have all kinds of fun decorating. So feel free to go all out with that. Just no helium balloons or party poppers. Something else that might seem a little silly is that you're not allowed to bring pool floats up to the pool deck. The reason is that the pool space is fairly limited on cruise ships. We did bring pool floats on our vacation with our kids, but we used them at our excursion. So we found these inflatable noodles that pack away very easily. So that's a great option for an excursion if you are going to be out in the water. For excursions, you can also bring a small portable speaker, but large boom boxes and large speakers are not allowed. Just as a common courtesy to your fellow cruisers, there is usually music playing at wherever you're going to go to, so blasting your music very loud can get you in trouble. More than likely security will get called and they will have a discussion with you about that. Something that people bring all the time that gets confiscated are clothing irons and clothing steamers. They will definitely get taken away. There's always this huge table at embarkation day and disembarkation day where there's just a pile of steamers and irons and also power strips. So the reasoning behind all of these items is that they are fire hazards and you should not be bringing them on board. They will go through your baggage and confiscate it. They call it the naughty table. They will also take you down to what's called the naughty room and discuss with you that they've gone through your luggage. There are items that they took out. They'll be returned to you at the end of your cruise vacation, but you may not use them on board. So just leave it at home. A great other option instead of a clothing steamer is like a wrinkle release spray. If you're desperate and really need your clothes to be ironed, they do have a pressing service on board. Some Carnival ships do have an ironing room where you can utilize their irons. Just don't bring your own on board. What we end up doing when we cruise, if something is a little wrinkly, we just take it into the bathroom with us when we're showering. The steam kind of releases those wrinkles and it's good enough for us. A great alternative to a power strip is getting a multi-USB port so that you can plug in all of your electronics and charge them up. Amazon has a plethora of different options. Just make sure that that item is not surge protected. Anything surge protected will be confiscated. Something that is fairly new that is getting banned from cruise ships are flags, because they don't want you putting the flag out on your balcony. It is a fire hazard. So my recommendation is also to not hang your clothing, wet swimsuits, any of those types of things, your towels, out on your cruise balcony. Not only could it fly away and go into the water, but also is a giant fire hazard. Unfortunately, some people do smoke out on their balcony. Even though this is also illegal, can get you in big trouble and cause huge fines if you're found to have been smoking in your room. There are designated smoking areas, so definitely stick to those. Don't get yourself in trouble. Just follow the rules. It's not that complicated. So obviously, on this note, you also cannot bring on any drugs or related items. There is a potential that you will get arrested if you try to do so. This also includes CBD and CBD related items. I think you know what I mean. Things that are legal in some states in the United States and also in some Caribbean countries, but you simply cannot bring it on board the cruise ship. If these items are found on your person or in your cruise room, possibly by your cruise steward when they are cleaning your room, you can get in huge trouble. They do have a jail on board the cruise ships, so they use this as a last resort, but there is also a potential you will get kicked off the cruise ship. If you do get kicked off the cruise ship, you have to find your own way home. Even if you have travel insurance, they will not cover it. You had messed up, you've made a mistake, you will have to find your own way home. So just leave it at home. Don't bring it along. It is illegal and you could get in big trouble. Speaking of getting arrested, there is someone currently in Turks and Caicos that was on a cruise line who was arrested for having ammunition in his bag. It is unclear why he had the ammunition in his bag or what he was doing with it in Turks and Caicos, but they found it at the security checkpoint when he was trying to re-enter the cruise ship. Police were called and he is still in police custody awaiting his hearing, but he does face 12 years in prison. There was another man just a few days before that was there from the United States who also faces the same sentence. 12 years in prison is a long time for carrying around just ammunition. There was also a report recently that somebody was traveling on Delta Airlines to Jamaica. At the customs checkpoint at the airport, he was found to have ammunition in his bag. I am unsure how it got through TSA, but it did. They found it at customs. He was also arrested and also faces 12 years in prison. So moral of the story is check your bags, triple check your bags, and also know the laws of the countries that you're traveling to. Let me know down in the comments your opinion on this matter. I would love to hear from you guys. 12 years seems like a long time for just carrying around ammunition, but it is illegal in their country. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Something that is new that is coming to Carnival Cruise Lines is that they are banning certain scooters, meaning power wheelchairs. They're going to be limiting the size of the power scooter, and the reason being that the hallways on cruise ships are extremely narrow. It is even hard to just walk two people next to each other down those narrow hallways. So for that reason, they have limited the size of the scooters to 21 inches wide. Also because the scooter has to be able to fit in your stateroom at night. This way the hallways stay clear, and in case of an emergency, people are able to evacuate properly and the hallways are not blocked. Also, your cabin steward needs to be able to get their cleaning cart through. They have decided to limit the width to 21 inches. The doorways are between 24 and 25 inches typically. This is all fairly new as of March 2024. Now, on that same note, I would also recommend this for strollers if you're traveling with children. It is recommended that you bring an umbrella stroller. On our last time that we brought a stroller on our cruise vacation, we ended up not bringing an umbrella stroller. My husband and I are just too tall to be able to manage most umbrella strollers, so we did bring a very compact stroller that folded up nicely. Also, to be able to store this in your room, it is really convenient if it folds small enough to fit underneath your bed. So you're not going to want any huge jogging strollers or any huge large bulky strollers. Keep that in mind when you're packing and make sure you get a compact one. When we traveled with our kids in our last vacation, we were surprised to learn that you cannot bring shells or coral on board. My son found a few shells while he was playing at the beach building sandcastles and wanted to bring them back home to remember his vacation by. Our bags did get scanned in Cozumel during the security checkpoint before we got back on our cruise ship, and they were confiscated. They had a huge tub full of coral and shells and all kinds of things that people were trying to bring on board. So keep that in mind on your next cruise vacation. You will not get in trouble, but it will get taken away, so you might as well just leave it at the beach where you found it. Something else that surprised me on the list from Carnival was that you are not allowed to bring on any remote control or automatic drones. There have been plenty of cruise vacations where I have seen people flying drones around, so it might just be limited to Carnival. I did not see this item listed on Royal Caribbean's site, so check your specific cruise line before you bring your drone on board. You definitely don't want it to get confiscated. They can be very pricey, so you don't want to lose that item or have it potentially damaged if it is out of your possession. Something unique that you might not think about if you're doing a fishing excursion is that you cannot bring fish back on board the cruise ship. So they do make announcements when you are leaving the ship that you are not allowed to bring off any fresh fruits or those types of things off of the ship onto port. So similarly, you cannot bring those items back onto the ship. They will take it away and unfortunately just dispose of it. So if you're doing a fishing excursion, make sure that the charter that you're using is going to ship your fish home if you are going to keep it, because it cannot get brought on board with you. Another thing that gets taken away a lot is alcohol. People trying to bring alcohol on board. You are allowed to bring on 1 bottle of wine per adult on embarkation day. It must be carried with you on your person. So when you are embarking on your cruise vacation, it has to go in your carry-on bag that you're bringing with you onto the cruise ship. You cannot put it in your bag that's going to the porter. Then it will get taken away. So it has to go with you. That way they can make sure that you are just bringing on 1 bottle per person. So make sure that it stays with you in your bag. I will add a few lists down below that I've found of what is banned on specific cruise lines. But for a complete list of all of the items that are banned on a specific cruise line before your next cruise vacation, be sure to do a quick internet search and not pack any of those prohibited items. You don't want any of your things to get lost, damaged, or taken away, so be sure to follow the rules and check your specific cruise line's website. If you're wondering what you should be packing for your next cruise vacation, check out the video linked up above of all of the things that you should be packing for your next 7-day cruise vacation, and how to do it in just a carry-on. If you're wondering what some of our essential items that we bring on every single cruise to make our cruise vacation go smoothly, or just that we enjoy having with us on our cruise vacation, check out the Amazon Essentials video linked up above. Let me know down in the comments if you have ever cruised and gotten an item confiscated, or seen somebody get something confiscated, and what that item was. If I missed any of those items here, please let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed our video. Remember to subscribe with a notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all of our awesome cruise and travel adventure videos. And hit that thumbs up button and like this video, share it. It is the best way to support this channel. We really do appreciate you, and we will see you on our next adventure.